afternoon. This is Topic of Discussion. I'm Azia Branson.
I'm Caleb McCaig.
And we are here with the latest on sports news this week. What is your opinion on the Auburn University and the Rutgers situations that they have going on at their schools?
These are both two very serious situations, but they're also two very different situations. The Auburn one, in my opinion, is extremely serious if it ends up being true. Changing grades, paying players. We've seen the history of that with Reggie Bush losing his Heisman, and then the program going on probation for several years. And that wasn't even the coaches. This was supposedly the coaches doing this. So, I think possibly, if it ends up being true and it's as bad as what that they're saying, your whole school is tainted then, to the very top. So you almost have to just put serious penalties on them. The Rutgers one, it was just because a coach coached in a way that shouldn't be done. I don't have anything wrong with a curse every once in a while, but you can't just be throwing out racial slurs. You can't be throwing out you can't personally attack a kid with words and then hose a basketball at him from 5 feet. You just can't. You can't do that. So
no, it's pretty ridiculous.
He got fired. The AD got fired. I think it's just going to be a changing of new people. So
yeah, I think it'll be better for them. Do you think the Auburn situation is true?
A few players have come out and said that whenever they were thinking about going to the draft their junior year, that some coaches were like, hey, here's some money if you come back. And then I don't really know if anyone's really come out and said anything about grades. And I know the whole synthetic marijuana thing's a big deal too, because the last year LSU went to the national championship, they suspended Tyrann Mathieu and a few other people for testing positive for that. And apparently Auburn had one kid who tested positive for 7 weeks in a row. So, there's obviously something that's not being done right there. So hopefully we can get it fixed.
Yeah, two very serious situations. All right, in Texas sports news, we have two very big contract extensions. One with the Dallas Cowboys, Tony Romo, 6 years, $108 million. And my favorite, Elvis Andrus with the Texas Rangers, 8 years and $120 million. What do you have to say about, the Tony Romo extension versus the Elvis Andrus extension?
Well, I know a lot of people have been comparing the two, which one was the better deal, but they're both good deals. The Cowboys, a lot of people are like, oh, God, we have Romo for another 6 years, and then, it's 7 if you include this upcoming one. And, who you can go up and ask those people, who are they going to get if you don't have him? Kevin Kolb? I can't even think of anyone else. It's all people out there who have, been given a shot and failed multiple times. So, Tony Romo, he's the best option that they have right now. I hope they can draft someone in the next few years, just kind of have the Aaron Rodgers situation. But I think that it was fair for him. I think he deserved it. Okay. And then compared to the Elvis one, since Josh left, we obviously had the money to sign Elvis. The only thing I kind of question about is what are we going to do with Profar now? Yeah. Do we hopefully bring him up later in the year if Cruz or Moreland gets hurt, and then move Kinsler to first or right, and then move Profar to second? Or are we going to bring Profar up eventually and just have him play twice a week? Or do we trade him? So, that opened up a lot of questions for him. So I'll be looking forward to see what the organization does.
Yeah, I'm excited to have Elvis Andrus for 8 more years.
Yeah.
Also, as a non-Cowboys fan, excited to have Tony Romo still on the Cowboys for 6 more years.
Okay. Just the personal shots.
Yes, yes. Okay, also in Texas Rangers news, big game last week. Yu Darvish almost throwing a perfect game. It was, to the last out literally. Yeah. What do you take away from this game, in this outing, this pitching outing?
Okay. Well, a lot of people have been saying, oh, it was just the Astros are the worst team in the league by far and everything. But they're still professional baseball players. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's not like he's out there just pitching against like a high school team. I mean, these are guys who they've played the minors. They've played for multiple teams, or some of them have played for other teams in the majors. So, I mean, it's not like these guys are like a bunch of scrubs.
Right.
I thought Darvish looked scary almost. It was almost kind of like, I want to say it was kind of like what we saw from like a Roy Halladay or a CC Sabathia or a Cliff Lee maybe like 2 or 3 years ago. But those guys were still getting hit on. Mm-hmm. Darvish, like, they couldn't even touch him. It was amazing just the movement he had on his slider. And then it was almost like, I mean, he made it look like he was going up against a high school team. So I hope that this wasn't just like a one-star wonder. And if he can keep this up, I think he'll be a legit contender for the Cy Young.
I agree. I think that if in the first game this is how he pitched, I mean, it is the first game. You are playing the Astros. I mean, you're not going out there like, I'm gonna go pitch a perfect game this game. Like,
I mean,
you're not thinking that. No, and he almost does. Like, I think it is incredible, and I think that there's great potential for him this season.
Yeah, I'm gonna take the blame for that not happening too, because I was game casting it.
Everybody
and then I turned it on the TV in the 9th inning. So, I completely changed up the routine.
Maybe if Yu Darvish was more of an athletic person, he might have caught that ground ball.
Okay, blame it all on him. Okay.
I mean, obviously he's an athlete, but maybe he can't really bend his knees that well. Just kidding. Anyway, but it was good that it was like a hit and not like an error or something like that.
Not like a blown call or anything.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Anyway. All right, today we have Josh Hamilton back in Arlington on the Angels this time. And everyone's back in Arlington today, but so far not so good for Josh Hamilton against the Rangers. 2 strikeouts already today in opening day. What do you think's going on there in Arlington?
Well, I'm glad to see Josh striking out twice. There's nothing that will probably make my day better than that. But Holland looks like he's pitching pretty well. But the LA guy, I forgot his name. I think his last name's like Vargas or something like that. He's pitching well too. It's good to see Przinsky somehow pulling out the triple. I mean, he's got to weigh 250 like Jesus. But I'm going to the game tomorrow, and I will be booing Josh Hamilton. None of that silence for Josh stuff around here. We need to let him know that what kind of a traitor that he is.
Do you think he's getting booed today? Do you think maybe that has to do with why he's been struck out?
Yeah, and I mean, I don't think that's why he has struck out. Right. I think it's. I mean, I didn't get to see the pitches, but I'm sure the Rangers pitching staff knows what Josh swings at and what that he won't. They know where to pitch him. Yeah. So I think the pitchers kind of have an edge.
I agree. Now to switch to college basketball, NCAA basketball almost ending. Trey Burke winning the biggest award for college basketball, I mean, personally, individually award. As the best player in the country, what do you think about Trey Burke as the best player in the country?
Well, I think the game against Kansas last week fully showed this, and the game against Florida. He is ice in his veins. He can hit any shot. He lives for the big shot, and he's the best point guard in the country too. I mean, it's just amazing, like how good of a player that he is. And the thing is, I have them going all the way, but I just don't know how far that. Like, he can carry them. Mm-hmm. McGarry's going to have to step up, and Hardaway Jr. is going to have to step up. But I think Trey definitely deserved it. There was only a few other players you could even put into contention for it. Maybe like a Marcus Smart or a Ben McLemore, but I think he had a great season, and I'll be cheering for Big Blue Nation.
Do you think that this will be the end of hearing Trey Burke's name, like, this year?
Oh,
Or do you think in the future possibly
I think we'll hear. I mean, I think he's not going to be a superstar in the NBA. I don't think right now from what I've seen. I think he'll kind of be like I'm trying to think of like he'll be a player kind of like Darren Collison, but a little bit better. Darren Collison kind of has nights where he'll just completely disappear. So, but yeah, he'll be a decent player. Maybe kind of like a player like what Kemba Walker is now.
All right.
So.
All right, this weekend we do have the Big Blue Nation, Michigan, playing Syracuse, and Wichita State versus Louisville for the Final Four. March Madness almost coming to an end, even
unfortunately.
though it's not even March. But, you're taking Michigan. I'll take Louisville. We'll see how it goes.
Okay.
We'll see. The Stars playing Anaheim for the third straight time.
Yeah, they've played them twice this week, and they've gotten outscored 9-2.
That's
so
ridiculous.
I mean, yeah, it's pretty bad. But at the same time, the Stars also they participated in Team Tank this year, and they traded away like all their good players.
They really did.
So I can't really expect too much, but
I'll
probably still watch. Yeah.
All right, and we also have, of course, Rangers versus Angels series this weekend, which you will be at tomorrow. So be listening for Caleb McCaig booing Josh Hamilton in the field. Also, Tarleton is playing this weekend.
Oh, yeah, the guys started a series against I forgot who it was, but they have a series all weekend here at home. So
3-1-1, I think is it. I'll be at those games also. So you'll be at Rangers, I'll be at Tarleton.
Show.
Okay.
Well, this has been a production of the Texan News Service from the Tarleton State University campus in Stephenville, Texas. Today's broadcast was produced by Ian Traub, pronounced it right. You can follow Texan News Service on Facebook and Twitter, and check us out on www.texannews.net. I'm Caleb McCaig.
And I'm Azia Branson. Tune in each Friday at 2:15 for your weekly dose of topic of discussion. You can also tune in Monday through Friday at 12:30 for all your regional and national news. Also, check out our weekly Spanish news, Noticiero Texan TV, each Friday at 2.